I woke up today with a headache that could kill a moose. I normally don't get many headaches, but today I feel one in the back of my head. It's kind of like a gnawing, dull pain. I'm Grant Harding. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 3 states, and I review medications and help you guys save money. And I wanted to try a medication to see if it actually helps. Probably the number one question I get is about migraines and headaches. Unfortunately, they're very difficult to treat, and there's no one size fits all, unfortunately. People want me to say that there's some magic cure that is right for every person, but for headaches, you almost have to try something until you find something that works. The one I'm going to try today is the cheapest aspirin I could find on Amazon. And I'm actually not a fan of aspirin at all. I have no hopes that this is going to help. Aspirin is an NSAID, which means it supposedly helps with inflammation and fever and headache, but it really doesn't do anything at all. Not in my opinion anyway. The only time you should really ever take aspirin is the 81 milligram if your doctor tells you to, because it can prevent stroke and help in cases of heart attack. And actually one of my viewers mentioned preeclampsia as well. Point being, there's no reason to buy this ever unless a doctor tells you to. But what a lot of people don't know is how to properly use medications. You have to read this back label here, folks. You probably thought it was something extreme for me to take 48 tablets in a day. Well, isn't this an extreme coincidence? This product has the wrong labeling on it. This says Nobleaid Aspirin 81 milligram enterically coated, and the directions on here are not consistent with every other 81 milligram product I've ever seen. It says here for adults, take 1 or 2 tablets every 4 hours or 3 tablets every 6 hours, not to exceed 12 tablets in 24 hours. That's the 325 milligram directions, but these are 81 milligram tablets. Don't believe me? Here's Dollar Tree version, 81 milligram chewable. And it says here, adults take 4 to 8 tablets every 4 hours. Do not exceed 48 tablets in 24 hours. To make sure that I wasn't crazy, I looked up a couple different products. By the way, you can actually go to this website. It's called DailyMed, and you can type in the NDC up here, and you can pull up the prescribing information for literally any product, over-the-counter or prescription medication. And as you can see here, all of the 81 milligrams have the same directions, and all of the 325 milligrams have the same directions. Looking at the FDA website, and it technically doesn't say that the directions have to match the dose, and it really doesn't clarify technically, but I decided to let the company know anyway.
Good afternoon, this is Jack.
Hey, Jackie, I called the company and I told them that I think the labeling on it is wrong, and the guy that answered the phone said that they use a company that reviews labels and they approved it. So that's really all. They didn't have much concern, so I'm not going to be concerned about it then. I also found this fact sheet from Bayer where it goes through and lists all the indications, and for headaches, you're apparently supposed to take 1,000 milligram as a one-time dose, which I wouldn't be able to get that using this product's labeling information. So I wasn't able to find the 500 milligram dose. That doesn't exist unless you buy it online, apparently. The one I bought has the wrong, in my opinion, labeling on it. So I have to use the Dollar Tree version. I do want to at least open this one up and see what it looks like. Oh wow, we got a cotton swab in there. To the Dollar Tree. Let's take one to start. Now these are the chewable kind. I've actually reviewed these before and I knew they didn't taste the best, but I just wanted to give it another try, I guess. It still tastes bad. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and my headache doesn't feel any better. Let's up the dose a little bit. Okay, here's 3 tablets now. Alright, that's half the allotted dose or the half the allotted tablets in every 4-hour period. I'm just gonna take another 4. I'm gonna hit the full 8 tablets in 4 hours. All right, another 4 aspirin 81. I just realized if I keep taking this many tablets, I'm not gonna have enough to complete a full day. There's only 36 tablets in that bottle, so I'm gonna go run to the Dollar Tree, probably go to the gym, maybe get something to eat, and I'm gonna keep a track on time and keep taking them until this headache goes away. I'm here at the land of the free and the home of the aspirin to see if they have 500 milligram. I thought I'd take a stroll down their aisle and see if they actually do have the 500 milligram dose. Oh, look, they do have the 500 milligram. It's really expensive though, $10.97 for 100 of them. I was interested to see what the directions may say for this. So it says do not exceed 8 caplets in 24 hours. So that would be 4,000 milligram then. And that's pretty close to taking 48 81 milligram tablets. That comes out to like 3,800 milligram per day. Check it out. Walmart has the chewable aspirin 81 milligram. This is cheaper than Dollar Tree, but you'd have to buy 108 chewable tablets at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one. It's the 81 milligram. It's just not chewable, but I'm just gonna get it while I'm here instead of going to Dollar Tree again. The fact that I bought another manufacturer of aspirin and now I'm gonna change to a different manufacturer halfway through therapy brings up a good point. Can you switch manufacturers? The answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, pharmacies can legally dispense 2 different manufacturers at the same time to reach the total quantity. Rarely does a pharmacy ever do that because they know people will pick up the phone and call them because they're concerned and they don't, you see 2 different shapes and colors and they get concerned for obvious reasons. It's been 4 hours and my headache is getting a little bit better. I think it may be helping a tiny bit, but I mean 4 hours is a long time, so it's really tough to tell if it's the aspirin helping or if it's just, simply enough time has elapsed. In any event, I'm gonna take another round here. I have my Walmart version, and these are the non-chewable. But I'm just gonna pop 8 of these bad boys and see if it helps at all. So this is my Walmart version. 3, 6. It feels so weird taking 8 tablets of something, right? All right, I got 8 of them in here. Let's see how this goes. Why do I keep raw dogging these? I need to get water. I was able to find my water. I'm just gonna head into the gym now. I'll catch up with you guys after a bit. I'm back from the gym now, and my headache's pretty much gone at this point. I mean, it has been 8 hours, so it's tough for me to really say if the aspirin's doing anything or just enough time has passed where I just don't have a headache anymore. In any event, now we have a new problem. I hurt my elbow at the gym, so it feels a little bit painful and maybe it's a little bit inflamed as well. So I'm gonna keep taking this aspirin, but now my goal of therapy is switched to helping my elbow at this point. It's been another 4 hours. Remember, you have to wait 4 hours before you take each dose of this medication. Is that 8? 2. There, that's 8. So I need to put 3 back. Okay, I got 8 more tablets to take. 1 dropped. Okay, let's see if that helps my elbow. It's been another 4 hours, and I could sort of feel a little bit of help in my elbow, and that seems to be the common theme here. It's just like helping just a little bit, maybe. But anyway, I'm gonna take another round. 8 more tablets here I got, so we'll see if this helps too. I just decided to come outside just to see something different, I guess, today. So we'll let that sit around, see how it feels in another 4 hours. I know this is like an aspirin video, but I just woke up from a nap and I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna go get a gyro before they close real quick. It's getting pretty late here. It's pretty much midnight, and I'm getting ready to go to bed, so I'm going to take another 8 tablets. I only got 7 there. Alright, I got my 8 tablets of aspirin, 81 milligram, and I'm also going to bed, so I'm going to take my melatonin with it. And you're probably wondering, can you take those both together? And yes, the answer is yes. There's no issue taking those together. I decided to look into the history of aspirin a little bit because it's a bit odd for something that's so quotidian. Why is it so worthless? And I really don't have the answer except for the fact that it's as closely associated with human history as just about anything else. Salicylates, which is the type of medication aspirin is to be specific, have been around for 4,000 years. And the other name for aspirin is acetylsalicylic acid. So salicylates are derived from the willow tree bark. The Sumerians, whatever those are, were noted of using remedies derived from the willow tree for pain management as far back as 4,000 years ago. Hippocrates used it for managing pain and fever. So this is a very, very, very old medication. I was looking at some of the common side effects, and besides the obvious things like nausea, vomiting, heartburn, diarrhea, upset stomach, things of that nature, the only other interesting thing I saw is apparently it can cause ringing in the ears. Did not happen to me. I don't feel any different at all. The only real thing that you have to look out for, and sometimes I question if this is even something that really matters, is it's a blood thinner, right? So if you bleed, you're going to bleed more, and it's going to be difficult to stop the bleeding. I didn't bleed at all today, so I don't know if that's happening or if that would happen to me or not. As far as my elbow, maybe just a little bit better. It really doesn't seem to be doing much at all. It's the next morning, and I figured I'll just take 8 aspirin for breakfast. This is my 48th tablet, a little bit longer than 24 hours. And what I can say is that it might help a little bit with headaches, but you need to dose it properly. So the dosing for headaches is 500 milligram once, which is pretty much what I simulated yesterday whenever I took, 8 of the 81 milligram tablets. The biggest takeaway that I think we can make from this is that you have to read the label, because who would ever think that you have to take 40, or that you can take 48 tablets in one day? That's not logically how we want to think. We always want to think 1 pill per day, 1 pill per day. But that's not always the case, so you have to read the label. And with the case of that one company, what was it, like Noblecare or whatever, I don't think their labeling was correct. Now, in that particular example, I don't think really any harm could possibly come from that, but man, that's kind of concerning, right? But I don't know if it's wrong or not. I don't actually want to say that. It doesn't look correct to me, but the company assured me it was fine, so whatever. Because I think the aspirin may have helped a little bit with my headache, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 instead of a 0 out of 10, which I previously assumed it was. But you're way better off using something like ibuprofen for both headache and pain. There's really no point in taking aspirin unless your doctor tells you to.